this week I got a recommendation, which do we have more than one recommendation on the board this season?
No, still 2.
Oh, okay.
Well, but there's only 2 of like 15.
Yeah, feels like
a
lot.
It weighs heavier.
So for this one, a ventriloquist finds himself in a complicated love triangle with his wooden puppet and a very judgmental sock monkey, leading to a truly ventriloquist situation.
Oh my God.
Prepare for a puppet show that's less about entertainment and more about puppet therapy.
Is this Mr. Garrison the movie?
No, but that would be hilarious.
No, this is that one guy, Jeff
Dunham?
Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
A Jeff Dunham special.
What is shocking is that I'm pretty sure... Okay, so I'm going to confess something. I made ChatGPT write all of my synopsises this season, and I think it just straight up lied because this is classified as like a psychological thriller. So I'm like, I don't think that there's a love triangle situation. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But it is called Magic, and Anthony Hopkins is actually the main person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Flipper Flicks. I am Sam.
I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And magic's in the air. She doesn't know where it's from.
Is it from Sunny?
It is from Sunny.
Is that when Mac does the fat dance
Yeah,
across
it's
the
the fat
stage?
dance.
Yeah.
But he's not in this episode.
No, this is well, you just heard this in the
2 seconds ago.
2 seconds ago, but Adam's dad recommended this. I don't know if we said that in the mini intro. And it's an older film. Let's see, what year did it come out in?
1978.
Look at Adam. He's got it ready to go.
Or 5. It's always one of those 2.
And the synopsis is, a ventriloquist is at the mercy of his vicious dummy while he tries to renew a romance with his high school sweetheart. I mean, like, even the synopsis, it was 1978, by the way.
Nailed it.
Even the synopsis, I was just fact checking you, is like weird, like the movie is weird. I'm just starting there.
Yeah.
Like, for the very, like, I don't know, maybe first 30 minutes of this film. Keep in mind, this film was marked as like a psych thriller, and all Adam's dad said was that it's creepy. And so I was like, okay. And then you're in it 30 minutes in, and you're like, I have all this like thriller, scary music, but like nothing scary is happening. There's just a ventriloquist guy.
Yeah.
Played by Anthony Hopkins.
The youngest Anthony Hopkins I've ever seen.
Right?
Yeah, he still looks old.
I know. He doesn't look like super young.
He's 41.
He had gray hair. Yeah.
He's 41.
Yeah.
I thought he was 50.
And they kept calling him kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, dude, the old guy wasn't, like, to him,
Mickey?
he was a kid.
That's true.
Yeah, it was Mickey.
Yeah. Mickey looks fucking ancient too there.
Yeah.
What's
And he
this,
was
3
around
years
from
out? Yeah, this
Rocky.
is 3 years after Rocky. 75.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit unsettling because you're like, okay, it looks like Anthony Hopkins is playing a younger character. Almost because like he's still old. Like it does not comprehend in my brain.
It don't make sense.
Yeah.
Now, like, once you see him, when he is with like Peggy Ann and Duke, they all look around similar ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Peggy Ann looks a little younger, but I mean, that's just makeup. And, you know, honestly, she probably was.
She probably was.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Also, let's just talk about it. So her name is Peggy Ann, and her real name is Ann Margaret.
Oh.
Peggy Ann Margaret.
Peggy and Margaret.
Mhm.
It just flows
Totally
right
makes
together for a nice Pam.
The thing I was most disappointed about
Adam
this
just
film.
ignores me.
I did.
He just moves on.
Moving on. Is that there were no dinosaurs in this film, and whenever I read Richard Attenborough's name, I'm like, there's got to be dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, he
Directed it.
I was going to say, did he write it? He just directed it.
He directed it. He and the writer wanted to originally get Gene Wilder
Okay.
instead of Anthony
Interesting.
Hopkins.
Just-
Go ahead.
Does Gene Wilder ever play in like a thriller? Like he does comedy and he does like Young Frankenstein, which again is like comedy, but did he ever do anything
Not really.
serious? That
He
seems
probably
like an
did
odd
something
pick.
serious. But I think they wanted to lean into the comedian part of the ventriloquist.
Oh, you think it would have been a different direction if they got Gene?
Yeah, but the producers were like, no, we need a serious actor.
I don't know.
I don't know which one would have been better. However, we got Anthony Hopkins, Oscar-winning Anthony fucking Hopkins. I mean, he didn't win an Oscar for this one. To be clear.
No.
Also, ventriloquist. The dummies, are they weird? Do you like them? This one's weird.
They can be creepy. Yeah, this one, like, you knew in this one that, like, right away, you're like, okay, it's alive. But I didn't think it was alive in the aspect that it was.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically him, and he was in both bodies.
Yeah.
And that's why he couldn't help but talk through it.
It's his confidence.
Yeah.
Also, it did blink one time without him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which made me wonder, like, when did Chucky come out? Like, was this creepy because Chucky wasn't a thing yet?
80s and 90s is my guess.
Okay, because if Chucky wasn't a thing yet, then I could totally see people being like, yeah, that's creepy, but, like,
right.
If it
1988.
was. Okay.
10 years before it.
So, yeah. That starts to make a little bit more sense because, like, watching it, this happens to us a lot when we watch these old movies. Like, watching it far removed, we're like, wait, I don't get it. Like, why?
Why was this creepy? Because like, it's just like this. It seems more like a drama where there's a little bit of murdering.
Yeah.
With a dummy, like he smashed a dude's head in with a dummy,
and the dummy was like
stabbed somebody.
Yeah. Well, that was wild to me because they did a really good job of like hiding Corky, Anthony Hopkins' character, like in the curtain. Because I was like, that was like maybe the only scene that I thought was creepy was when Fats is like stabbing him. Because again, it looked like a Chucky sort of situation. But like Anthony Hopkins just like clobbering somebody with his puppet was like, what the fuck is happening?
How do I stop him? Use me.
Yeah.
Oh,
use
the shit out of him with it. Oh god.
I don't know. This movie was a little weird.
It was out there. Yeah.
It had some interesting quotes.
Like, what do you have written down?
I don't want to come off as some sort of ghoul.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It was the taxi driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like,
he asked him the question after that, right? What's he say?
Like, how did you get started, sort of deal. It was about his career.
Yeah, it was like, do you know somebody, or did you know somebody, or something like that? Yeah,
and then
along those lines.
The actual weird line was, "Your breasts belong in the Louvre."
Oh yeah.
That's a new one for me. I mean, I don't know.
They're works of art, man.
They're works of art.
What's so confusing about it?
Did he say that before they had sex?
No.
Like, he had at least seen them.
Yeah. Yeah. It was post coitus.
Oh.
And it's interesting too because then he like talks so he says that and then he talks later about how he's gonna go to Paris, and I was just like, okay, like I don't know, because then it almost like harkens back to that previous line. Like, I guess I just was like, I think this could have been a better movie if they like just kind of got rid of the whole like high school love interest situation, because like that to me was really confusing, especially with the beginning. It's like, okay, he wants to make it big, right? And so he's bad at it and he needs to find a shtick. And then all of a sudden we're just like hanging out with the high school love for like 75% of the movie. And then we start killing people. Like, it just feels disjointed.
I'm going to say it. 90 miles isn't that far. They acted like he went. They acted like he went really, really far away. And they're like, you went 90 miles north of the city. What the hell? And I'm like, the fuck? 90 miles, I drive that. It's not hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 70s. They have cars.
He's got a Rolls.
Dude had a Rolls. Let's use that past tense. He was, in fact, killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Also, it was only $80,000 in 1978 for a Rolls Royce.
I know, because they were talking about, like, he was acting like $50 a night for a cabin was, like, a lot. And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, what is that now?
Yeah.
It's like 150 for
like,
an okay.
Yeah, and then so if that tripled, then the rolls tripled. Like rolls is probably more than tripled, I would think. Maybe not.
I don't know. It's around 500,000,
so.
400,000.
Yeah.
So it went up by like 5 times.
Yeah, that makes sense with how the car market is.
But how much was 80K back then?
I'm just curious. Over here.
Sorry. Well, it's not a true comparison if you know what I mean? Like, I gotta know.
Yeah.
Hold, please, while we do some more math.
How much did you want? So $50 would be about $235 today. So yeah, that's an expensive room.
So that's
for the piece of shit that it was. Yeah.
Holy shit! It's like exact. I shit you not. The car that I was looking at was $378,000. And it's $377,000.
Wow.
So that car has literally just gained inflation.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's a little weird.
That makes sense. That's how it works.
I know. But with the car market, who knows?
I just thought it was funny that he kept calling himself like a Rolls man. Only a Rolls man can touch the car. And then he had those obnoxiously large cigars, like cartoon character.
With glass. They were glass cylinders.
I wanted one.
I knew you would. He kept
throwing them and breaking them. He just didn't give a shit.
He's a Rolls man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Also, Corky is terrible at teaching people shit. He has literally zero patience.
I couldn't tell what was going on there because he just like flipped out of nowhere, right? Like, I don't know. Is he a little on the spectrum or like what? Like,
he can't be without fats.
To mess up so badly that he, lashes out at people. I don't know. It was a weird scene.
If we're going super in depth, I feel like what happened was Corky failed real bad. Merlin dies. He's like, I need to figure it out. Like, and he puts a personality into Fats to make him actually appear well on stage.
Right.
So he's always frustrated when he's without Fats.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can see
that would make sense.
However, the ending discredits that because she acted like Fats.
The ending was confusing to me because I was like, wait, why is that the ending? Because all of a sudden she just like comes back happily. And so, the only thing that I could think is what you said, Adam, is like that then Fats like went into her. Because I was like, otherwise this ending makes no fucking sense. Like,
it made no sense in general.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. To be
honest. I was about to say, Tim, are you going through the movie in your head?
Yeah, I was going through it.
I was watching your eyes. You're like,
come up with something. Like, I didn't mind the ending though.
I mean, I don't mind it. I just don't.
I don't know how they would end it. Besides, it's just like.
I think she needed to die. I think they all needed to die.
I think to make it like creepier. Like he ends up killing her, and then we see him go to like Paris or something with
the tits going to the Louvre.
Yeah, and then he just like starts doing comedy again or something over there. It's like
I think it would have been creepier if that had happened. Yeah, or like if somebody else like found Fats and was doing comedy. That's how it would end.
That would be neat. That would be interesting.
That would be how it ends today.
Yeah.
That's just how shit ends.
Because it's like a carry-on curse thing.
Yeah, and then they can make a sequel.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing is that, like, it wasn't satisfying in this day and age because you're just like...
We have so much more shit.
It just makes no sense the whole way through, and then it ends and it makes no sense. And, like, I don't know if they were trying to go for that creepy aspect like you guys were saying, and if they were, like, they just didn't nail it, you know? Or maybe they did back in the day because apparently it was creepy, which I did not get.
So they actually did have a sequel to this.
Okay.
It wasn't a sequel.
Really?
It was a documentary.
Okay.
Called Magic, Fats and Friends.
What?
Released in 2005.
Oh.
So it's newer.
It's late. Weird.
Still an adult.
Yeah.
18 years.
That's crazy.
I know.
But I do want to hop back to that scene where they're like trying to read each other's minds. That scene annoyed me, A, because he gets pissed out of nowhere, but then B, like, it's not a hard trick if you know magic. Like, they only cut the deck once. So, like, he would know where to look for that card. So when they were trying to do it, I was like, it shouldn't be this hard for you. It's just like any of your other sleight of hand tricks. Like, I didn't get it. And I know at one point, like Fats kind of says that later, but I was like, I don't understand why this is such a big deal. I'm confused.
I don't either.
A very simple thing they would do that would make the trick easy for them is to mark the deck.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like they can sometimes they use like little shit that like gets rubbed away.
Exactly. Yeah, marking the deck.
Right.
Yeah, marking the deck. Let me explain that to
yeah.
Let me re-explain that to you.
You can re-explain it again if you'd like.
Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What did you think of Fats, like the design? Because I felt like he was Goosebumps.
Yeah, I could see that.
Definitely.
I, at first, was like, whatever to him. I'm like, okay, it's just a ventriloquist. And it, like, kind of looks like Anthony Hopkins. And then later on, I was like, no, okay, he's actually kind of creepy. Like, when you guys were talking about when he blinked and then the stabbing scene. And then specifically the scene where Anthony Hopkins is, like, hiding in the hallway. And he's just, like, there after he had left, like, the wooden heart. Like, I thought they did a really good job of making him look like Fats. Like, with the makeup and how still he was. I was like, damn, that was pretty good. So, like, that part was, like, okay. Like, maybe I don't think he's as generic as I originally thought when I first started this movie. But, Tim, what did you think of him?
I mean, I got some weird vibes on him, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And Goosebumps makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to think. I mean, he did. I don't know. They always make their like voices higher pitched, and it drives me nuts. Like,
fucking Jeff Dunham, am I right?
Jeff Dunham, yeah. I mean, like, I like Jeff Dunham and stuff, but I don't know. It's just irritating. What like they're always higher pitched voices.
Yeah,
and I was just like, okay.
Yeah, can't you just do like a different one?
Do?
Yeah,
it is easier to do.
Yeah.
Or do an accent. Like Jeff Dunham does accents in higher pitched voice.
Right, he does accents. Yeah.
And weirdly, we just watched him because Sam's dad put him on.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, we saw him last week. It was kind of odd.
Yeah. I mean, normally ventriloquism does not pop up this much in my life, but apparently it does now.
Indeed. But it was supposed to look like Anthony Hopkins. They like customized
it looked like him. Yeah.
And everything. And then Mr. Hopkins himself went to ventriloquist school.
I was wondering about this.
Oh, okay.
And the first day he got him, he was told, hey, you need to like take it. He's like, I'm going to take him home and practice. And like, that sounds great. Just don't break him. He calls and is like, in the middle of the night, he calls. He's like, I'm going to fucking throw this shit in the canyon. It is creepy as hell.
That's amazing. I love it.
But think about it with Anthony Hopkins' voices there instead of mine.
Yeah. I was wondering, I had it one of two ways. I was like, okay, either Anthony Hopkins practiced being a ventriloquist, or he was like, fuck it. And the way they did the movie, they like layered the voices so that he didn't really have to do much and he could like fake act it. But
I think they faked acted, but he was able to do all the
like I like that he did a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think the whole like because I was watching and you could see his like neck moving and stuff when he was talking. So I was like, yeah, but they probably just layered it. Like he probably isn't doing that right then and there.
That's what I was wondering.
Because that's pretty difficult to do.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because M's are very hard.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, how much like that? I was just curious about the whole thing because I was like, it looks like he's an amazing ventriloquist and like that's not right. Like I know that's not right, regardless of how much he method acted.
He was gonna get an entire show on NBC, but then he's like, I'm not getting a medical test.
Yeah.
What?
It's the principle.
Is it? Or are you crazy? Also, fucking his agent is probably the nicest agent that has ever been portrayed in like films.
Yeah. Like completely there for him, working for him, not like telling him, I don't know.
He is literally helping him.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying agents don't help people. I'm saying this guy drove
They're just
up.
portrayed as like scumbags usually.
Yeah.
They're just there to steal your money, right? Like that's how they're portrayed in movies a lot of the time.
And this guy was like portrayed as the helpful hand, like a friend. It was wild.
You got a friend in me.
Is it your hand and is it inside of a ventriloquist dummy?
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Woody's actually just the ventriloquist dummy the whole time.
He's a puppet.
Man.
He's a puppet, that's true.
They do. Woody's Roundup.
Woody's Roundup.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see if one of you did it.
Well, he started it, and so I had to finish it.
You too.
I know.
You
Easily
silly gooses.
Can't help
easily conditioned into Toy Story songs, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. So Sam, you picked this film.
I was coerced into this film because it was a recommendation. I'm just kidding.
We have more recommendations,
I
but
know.
speaking of which, please go to our website and recommend us more films. Or just message us on Insta.
This was like not my pick because it was a recommendation. I'm just trying to get out of it. No. Yeah, I picked this film and I was actually really hyped about it because I like psych thrillers. And I was like, okay, Anthony Hopkins did Silence of the Lamb. I've never seen it, but people claim he does really well in that. And so I was like, I could see this being creepy. And then we got into it and I was like, I just do not understand this movie. Like, this was not done the way that I wanted it to be done. Like, I'm sure they've remade creepy ventriloquist movies by now and done a much better job with it.
I would just say Chucky in general.
Yeah. And I don't get the creep factor and I don't get how it was creepy back in the day. And so I'm just kind of sad about it. So anyway, I'm flipping it off. I'm putting it above Officer Down and below Shadow in the Cloud. So Shadow in the Cloud is still ruling the worst of the movies. Apparently, I would much rather watch her do the shit that she does than watch these high school sweethearts get mad at each other with a ventriloquist on the side. So that's my take. My take.
I'm also going to flip it off, I think.
Okay. You think? Hold on, he can be convinced.
I know. I won't be convinced. I think my main issue is with this film, it's boring.
Yeah.
I found myself distracted a lot. I know it's getting close to Christmas. And
so you're just
like,
looking at gifts or something?
Well, you're looking at your phone like, is Amazon at my front door? And it's like, still no, Adam. I keep checking, man, and it's still not there. And yeah, I got bored. But I wasn't as bored as I was angry with Shadow in the Cloud.
I was wondering.
So like I have a below Bridesmaids. It's in my flip off section, right?
Uh-huh.
Below Bridesmaids and then Magic, then a gap for one more film, and then Shadow in the Cloud with Officer Down at the bottom.
Okay.
Two
so you
rounders
think something you would still watch this above potentially something else?
Yes, currently.
Okay. Tim.
Yeah, I was excited for this actually, and it had me in the beginning, for sure had me because I was like, all right, this is going to be something like maybe it's the original Prestige or Illusionist, those two are like fantastic films and they were raved about when they came out, but not never really had that. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I was hooked in the beginning, and then the whole high school thing came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's the derailer.
Like literally out of nowhere.
Like, you just completely ruined what could have been some crazy thriller thing about a dude like traveling around and like weird shit happening with a dummy. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna flip it off as well. It just doesn't, I don't know, scratch an itch, I guess, or it just kind of ruined itself. But I'm actually gonna put it just under Officer Down on the fence. So the second turn, flip off.
See, Tim's Officer Down is above ours.
Yes.
Yeah,
he was
my
not
Shadow in the Cloud is below yours.
Yes.
Yeah, he was not nearly as offended as us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're watching Magic before Officer Down, though?
No, the other way.
Before Magic.
Okay.
Other way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what do we think that the critics gave this?
They probably scored it well.
87%.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Audience is 64%.
I'm flabbergasted.
IMDb with a 6.8 out of 10. And Google with an 84%.
Yeah.
Well, you can't trust Google, so I don't really care about
I know.
that.
Do you, well, I mean, literally audience and Google are the same.
I know.
But I just trust the Rotten Tomato people better.
I trust them more.
I will say, I wanted to know, do you think a comedian would have done better in this movie? Like a comedic actor or actress?
I think it would have been a totally different vibe if they did that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It would be a completely different feeling film. And I don't think it would be a psychological thriller at that point. I don't even know. I think it would be even worse.
Yeah, it'd be a really boring rom-com, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Why? You thinking?
No, I don't
I was
know.
like, you want him to do a comedic version?
I just was asking because I was curious.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, comedians obviously do better with the ventriloquist thing, but it's already kind of creepy, so it felt like it should lend itself well there. But
I mean, if he was a comedian and there wasn't magic,
maybe
that would make sense. But the gimmick is he's a magician
with comedy.
So I think that's too many things, though.
Yeah,
we already have one thing we can't have.
Being a magician, a comedian, and doing ventriloquism is all. It's like just wait. I don't know how you mesh that together well.
Yeah,
but if you take
and
one
have
or the other, right, and then you're a murderer.
Stabbing people, hitting them in the head with a ventriloquist dummy, and then he like survives.
But you're also like ultra sensitive and want to reconnect with your high school.
Oh my God, yeah.
High school girl that you never talked to.
I feel like this was based on like a book or some shit though. Which makes it even worse in my opinion. Like either you just did a shit job with this book adaptation or something's not, you know what I mean? Or the book is horrible too. And it doesn't make any sense.
I don't see a book.
Oh, okay, I thought that I read that in the credits.
Based on Magic by William Goldman.
Yeah. Maybe the book's better. Fleshes it out more.
I don't know. It's 240 pages. That's not a long. That's a short book.
It's not much more.
Anyways, but we're going to move on to next week because we're going to look forward, not backward.
Okay.
And Tim is up.
Oh. Not it.
On the spot.
All right, this week we got wordplay.
Nice.
So
Play with them words.
Sam and I have to pick a word each, and then Tim's going to have to try and find a film that meets that criteria. Hopefully he doesn't go crazy doing this. And create a ventriloquist dummy to help pick the movie. Yeah, so Sam, you want to go first?
Sure. Let's see. I watched a documentary on Netflix about mermaid people.
Okay.
So we'll go with mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
Cocktail.
Nice. Just cocktail.
No context.
Nothing out there. Just cocktail. Okay, great.
Mermaid
you got
cocktail.
one laying over there somewhere. You make me one.
No, Tim, you gave us that
on the brain.
You gave us that like little sign. Remember the little LED cocktail sign?
Oh, true.
And that's where it came from.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, I feel like this is one of the easier ones. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nothing comes to mind.
Cripes almighty, where my best ferret's at. If you don't get that reference, make sure to go watch Coraline and then come back to me. I'll wait. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. I'm actually here to not talk about Coraline. I'm here to talk about our social media. So what do we have on social media? We've got Instagram. We've got that new thing called Threads. And the user handle on both of those is @FlipperFlix. Feel free to follow us there, like our pictures, laugh at our memes, make fun of our blurry memes, whatever you would like to do to stay up to date with us. We also have a website called flipperflix.com. Very easy. We try to make it as easy and seamless for you guys as possible. On there, you'll see some of our bios. You can also access the RSS feed to listen to any episode you would like, get a little bit more in-depth on the categories, as well as the best part ever, you can recommend movies for us. So feel free to fill out a little contact us form. recommend a movie for us, and we promise we'll attempt to watch it in the next however many years. You can also recommend movies for us straight to our Gmail. Yes, we are old school. We have email at flipperflix@gmail.com. Write us a note. Be like, hey, I dig your show, but I would dig it even more if you watch this movie. Anyway, what else do we have? Well, it wouldn't be a social media segment if I didn't ask you to like and subscribe to our show on whatever podcasting platform you are using. Also, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to us ramble as I am doing right now. You can subscribe, you can rate us. We're a 5-star podcast, at least we think we are. So make sure you go ahead and rate us on Amazon, Google, Apple, Spotify, Good Pods, Podchaser. Am I just listing podcasting platforms for the fun of it? Yes, I am. But it remains the mission of you to still rate us. Also, if you subscribe, a little fun bony bonus is that you'll get notified anytime we drop an episode, and we drop an episode on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Although Adam likes to make fun of me because it's not always Eastern Standard Time. There's also Eastern Daylight Time or Eastern Time. Whichever way it is at this part of the year, it's at 1 p.m., all right? On Thursday on the East Coast. So feel free to hang out, check out with us. Go ahead and subscribe, and we'd be happy to have you join our little podcast community. We're very grateful. That's all I got. And if you didn't watch Coraline by the time I spewed through all of this, you better go watch Coraline now. Deuces.